Hello guys, this is the LA Lantern here, and this is my battle versus Munching Potato, also known as the Rose City Roserades. On the first turn, I decided to leave Hariyama in, because I knew I could take any hit from a Heliolisk. And decided to knock off trying to predict the Gengar. Then I bullet punch because I realized I could knock him out from that range. Then he brings in Diggersby, which I absolutely hate this mon to death. It is really impossible. You can't tank a hit from it whatsoever. Knowing it is banded, I'm forced to switch out. Knowing that I thought he would return, I went out to Scarm because that was my best play. Seeing as he was banded, I double into Lantern, I'm pretty sure. Knowing I have momentum up, I decide to Volt Switch, not really seeing a problem with that. Predicting a switch into Diggersby, I go out to Scarm again. Predicting he would actually return here, realizing that he figured, why not return here? Because he's going to switch out on the obvious Wild Charge, why not stay in? Then I decide to Roost up on the band. And then I set Rocks because I want to hit Aerodactyl very hard. It's just mainly for Aerodactyl, partially for Blissey to make it a bit harder for it to get in. He switches in Bishopper, of course. Knowing he would SD, I went out to my Prankster Sableye with Will-O-Wisp, realizing I could stop him at any point. I wasn't really too worried about a Lumberry because I figured he would bring a Life Orb.
Do push-ups. I'm pretty keen on doing some of those someday. Yeah.
Get life cover.
With insurance lines your way policy.
Hitting the Will-O-Wisp, I decided to recover against Bisharp. Not really worried about anything it's going to do. Realizing here he would more than likely switch out, I knock off. Oh wait, no. I recover here. That's my bad. Knowing my Sableye was about to take a big hit, more than likely a Life Orb hit, I decided to switch out into my Volcarona. For some reason, he goes for Icy Wind. I didn't really get why he went for Icy Wind. Predicting his switch, I U-turn to gain momentum. Knowing my Skarmory body is Aerodactyl, I decided to go out to Skarm. Unfortunately, he misses an Ice Fang. That doesn't really matter too much, though. He can't hit very hard with Aerodactyl. Knowing my thick, fat Hariyama could take any hit, I decided to go out to hit and take the hit for Skarm, and then decide to Bullet Punch. I might have not played that properly because that gives him a free switch into Diggersby again. He switches out into his Blissey. I switched out into my Skarm, realizing there's not much I can do here, so I just decided to spike up some more. For some reason, he Seismic tosses rather than goes out to Diggersby. I mean, really, I thought Diggersby would be his play there. Can it take the Rocks plus Spikes at its HP number? Yeah, 32 can take Rocks plus Spikes. 2 Spikes. And knowing that Bisharp can't hit Skarm very hard, but I have Sableye to switch in anyway, I just decided to make a safe switch. At this point, it is over. The crit didn't really, the crit I didn't calc it quite, but there's nothing Bisharp could have done to Sableye at that point. I could have just spam recover plus foul play and just killed him. Knowing that he would have Wish Pass, I decided to pack Taunt on the Sableye for a very good play. Predicting his switch, I go for the foul play. I think he might have expected a Will-O-Wisp, predicting the Diggersby out, which would have been a good play, but, foul play would have been the much better play. Knowing that he would return here for some reason, I think he had just given up. And now Blissey just loses because it dies to Spikes plus Rocks. And as a total, Skarm did a lot of work embodying his team, to be honest. This is your LA Lantern. And this was an amazing battle I had. One of the best I've had this season so far. See ya.